So today's equation is the art and science of enlightenment is nothing but the art and science of listening. As Shankaracharya said, Trijagati Sajjana Sangati Reka Bhavati Bhavanava Tarane Nauka. Sajjan Sangatya, listening to other people who are in search of truth. You don't listen to a person who is not in search for truth, who is in search of name and fame and money. We are not interested in them. But those people who are interested in search for truth, we are interested in them. They are sajjanas. And sangatya is sajjana sangatya, listening to the sajjanas. Listening to sajjanas, you become sajjana. Sat jana, a truth being. So, Trijagati Sajjana Sangati Reka Bhavati Bhavanava Tarane Nauka. Bhavasagar means this ocean of sorrow, suffering, doubt, confusion. We cross this ocean of doubt, sorrow, confusion, duvidha, duality, by listening to the words of all the people who are sajjanas, who are seekers of truth. So this enlightenment is nothing but listening to others' searches for truth. Music, how many ragas are there? Malkamsi is there, Kalyani is there, Shankarabharana, so many ragas, every raga is different. And every raga has got its own beauty, and all are music only. Every raga is different. And there are so many harmonies. Every tala is different. Jhap tala is different, dadra is different, kaharwa is different. So the rhythm pattern is different. But music is the same. Enlightenment is the same. Their approaches are different, naturally. So Vardhaman Mahavir's approach is different, stress is different, Buddha's stress is different, Krishna's stress is different. All are enlightened masters equally. All ragas are equally good, but equally unique. Where is the confusion in one raga and another raga? I don't see any confusion. We are here to learn all the ragas. I at least know about 100 ragas, but there are thousands of ragas. And when I see other musicians sing, oh, this is a special raga he has sung. What a beautiful raga. I am thrilled to listen to a new raga and new exposition by a ustad. Enlightenment is like music, yaar. Music combines everybody. Music unites everybody. Similarly, enlightenment unites everybody. It's a vast field, like music. And there are different ragas, and different utsas, and different styles of gharanas. Every gharana is different. You must go into music to understand what is enlightenment, yaar. Jain Sahib, you have not gone into music. When you understand music, you understand enlightenment. Enlightenment is like music field. So many ragas, so many talas, so many rhythm patterns, so many gharanas. Mahavir gharana, Buddha gharana, Confucius gharana, Jane Roberts gharana, Kabir gharana, yeah, all are gharanas. PSSM घराना, हम सब इस PSSM घराने के उस्ताद हैं. हम इस घराने में फंसे हुए हैं. इस घराने में हम अट्रैक्ट हो चुके हैं. उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि दूसरे घराने नहीं है. सब लोग सब घराने हैं. The answer to your question is, please study music field. There is Western music is there, folk music is there, filmy music is there, Lata Mangeshkar is there, Bhimsen Joshi is there. All are music. The earth frequency is the combined frequency of all the human beings. So when you change your frequency, you change to a little extent the earth's frequency. You are a part of the earth. You are earth. The earth frequency comprises of all the frequencies of the human beings, and also the animal beings and all the planet, every being. So as you change the earth automatically. First of all, there is no heavy energies. Energy is energy. Number 2 point, there is no shortcut. Forget about shortcuts. A mind which is in search of shortcuts is a stupid mind. And there is nothing to do with New Jersey or America or Arabia. Enlightenment is nothing to do with New Jersey or Arabia, or snow or rainfall. No. Enlightenment is a state of which is inside. So where is the question of New Jersey here? Why did you bring New Jersey here? Why did you bring snow here? You have to become like a Buddha. He left his palace and went. You have to leave your comfort zone. You are not ready to leave your comfort zone. You are thinking of snow, New Jersey, nature, heavy energies, all those things. You will never become a Buddha with this mindset. You should have a mindset of a Vardhaman Mahavira, of a Jesus Christ, of a Buddha, Maheshji. Then you will become enlightened. Snow or no snow, Sri Lanka or New Jersey, they are all the same. You have to do a lot of meditation. Your enlightenment is not dependent upon environment. Enlightenment is dependent upon your intention to become enlightened, in spite of anything else. Think of a Gautama Buddha and be like him. Compare yourself to a Buddha. How he left his palace, how he left his wife and kids, how he left his comfort zone, how he emptied himself. And you have to become like that. Staying in New Jersey, you have to become like a Buddha. No complaints against New Jersey, no complaints against snowfall, no complaints against energy movements in the body. Welcome everything with open hands. You will become enlightened no soon. And no shortcuts. Sorry, yaar. The mind which is in search of shortcuts will never become enlightened. And I want you to become enlightened. Juvo, juvo, shwas juvo, auto jato, shwas juvo. But this is the principle. There is no other shortcut. Keep doing meditation, for the next 100,000 years. Coolly, calmly. Wait for 100,000 years for your enlightenment, Swamiji. That is called as patience. That is the shortcut. 100,000 years is the shortcut you are seeking. And be with your breath. Not be with your Gujarati mind or American mind or Indian mind or Chinese mind. No. No Gujarati mind here. Be empty in your mind. When you observe your breathing, you become empty. In your emptiness, you become enlightened. And you had wait calmly for 100,000 years. You must ignore yourself, your views. You must ignore your conclusions. You must ignore your personal experiences. You must ignore your personality. You must practice ignoring yourself. It's a very difficult thing. People are egoistic. They want to foster ego. They don't want to disseminate or dissolve ego. You have to practice the art and science of ignoring yourself. You are not at all important to yourself. We think we are very important to ourselves. We are not. The way to ignore yourself is to listen to others' experience. When you are listening to others' experience, you are ignoring yourself. You are decimating yourself. When you are ignoring yourself, you are decimating yourself. And that's what is leading you to enlightenment. That's why we say listening is very important. When you don't listen to others, you are not ignoring yourself. But when you are listening to others, you are ignoring yourself. So listen to others. Listen to everybody who comes across you, with whom you come in contact. Listen to everybody, every child, every old person, every idiot, every genius. Listen to them. Then you are practicing the art and science of ignoring yourself. You are not thinking of yourself. Yes. The more you listen to others, the more victorious you become. Listening to others is very important. Not listening to yourself. People who don't want enlightenment, they always want to listen only to themselves. They never listen to others. They are never open to others. They are closed to others. But those people who want to become enlightened, they open themselves. They listen to others. ये छत्तीसगढ़ से स्वामी जी क्या बोल रहे हैं, ये फिजी से लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं, ये न्यू जर्सी लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं, हम सुनना चाहते हैं, हम सुनते हैं, खूब सुनते हैं, सुनते ही रहते हैं, हमेशा सुनते हैं, अपना नहीं सुनते, औरों का सुनते हैं, अपने को बाजू रखते हैं, औरों का सुनते हैं. That is the essence of enlightenment, Baba. This is a lifelong practice of listening to others. That feeling bad when you don't play cricket on the Sunday, you feel very bad. And when you lose the game, you will feel very bad. So, everybody is undergoing chaos. Everybody is undergoing a problem. And you are not unhappy with anybody. You are happy for everybody's problems, everybody's tragedies, everybody's cryings. As Richard Bach said, the mark of your ignorance is the depth of your belief in injustice and tragedy. There is no injustice, there is no tragedy. There are games being played by others at different levels of their soul ages. An infant soul plays differently, a mature soul plays differently, an adolescent soul plays differently. Different games. And proper at each level of their soul level. They are very proper. They are apt games. All people are playing apt games, proper games. When he is becoming alcoholic, let him become alcoholic. Why are you worried? When somebody is murdering somebody else, why are you worried? Let them have their experience, their game, their cricket, their hockey, murdering others, throwing bombs at others. And nobody can die. You see the movie. When you go to a theater, you see a movie, a World War II. But you are sitting in the theater. You are watching World War II, bombs everywhere. But you are watching the movie like this. Same thing you should do at the day-to-day life also. Everybody is throwing bombs at their own selves and others, and you watch the movie. What can you do? You must watch the movie happily. When you are watching a movie, you are very happy, isn't it? You go into theater, you sit there in the theater and you watch the movie, very happy. You don't come out of the theater at all. You stick to the chair. If you are unhappy, you will come out of the theater, but you don't come out of the theater. You want to complete the whole show and then only leave the theater. If you are unhappy, you will leave the theater immediately, but you are not doing it. You are sitting in the chair. You want the movie to be completed. It means you are happy with the theater, with the movie, which is a world war, where somebody is raping somebody else. You are watching the movie. You are not leaving the theater at all. Same thing in your life also you must practice. As Shakespeare said, all the world is a stage. We are all mere actors. We strut and film, do our part and depart. William Shakespeare. All problems are because of your own past karmas. Your brother or your sister or your daughter, that doesn't matter. You should never mention your relations. In enlightenment level, you don't talk to your daughter or son-in-law or my brother. No, you never use those words. Nobody is your daughter. Nobody is your son-in-law. Come out of that zone. First thing. Second thing is, everybody has got problems because of the past karmas. So much killing they have done in past janmas and this janma. So they have to pay for it. You have to pay for your karmas, yaar. You want to do all karmas and not pay for them? Very, very funny. In spite of being in Radha Swami Satsang for so many years, you are still funny. Everybody has to pay for their karmas from past lives and from this lifetime. Only when you pay for all your karmas, then when you become liberated and enlightened. Not until then. They have to pay. Pay and pay and pay and pay and pay. Whether you are daughter or son-in-law or your husband or your mother or your father or your child. Everybody has to pay for their own karmas. Let them pay. You also pay. And be clear of your karma. When you are paying, you are getting clear of your karma. Don't you know karma siddhanta? As you sow, so you reap. If you are scared for any reason, you are stupid. And stupid people will never become enlightened. Don't analyze your experience. Yes, somebody's pains are there, you have also got the pains, it's okay. Then go to the next experience. Why are you analyzing? I asked you not to analyze, and you are asking for analysis. No analysis of meditation experience, no analysis of life experience, no analysis of dream experience. It just happened. रात गई तो बात गई. रात में क्यों आया है, क्यों नहीं आया है, कैसे आया है, क्यों आया है, ये सब बकवास की बातें. The night is over, the dream is over. The meditation is over, the experience is over. And again, one more day, one more night, one more experience. No analysis, madam. Go through all the pains of meditation, go through all the pains of life, go through all the pains of dreams. No analysis. If you want enlightenment, it's up to you. Your choice is yours. With trying to analyze, you are kicking your enlightenment away from you. With no analysis, you are drawing the enlightenment towards you. I want you to become enlightened. So, no analysis. Spirituality is full of paradoxes. Both the opposite views exist simultaneously. When you understand the paradox, you are living enlightenment. See, daytime is there, nighttime is there. Both are there in 24 hours. They keep on repeating. Day after night, night after day. So both exist. In daytime, nighttime doesn't exist. In nighttime, daytime doesn't exist. But both exist. You have to go through both of them. So that is the paradox. You have to have a daytime, there is nighttime for everybody. During day, it is daytime. During night, it is nighttime. What is the confusion, daytime and nighttime? Where is the confusion? Thank you, Baba.